Joey Slye to kick off for Carolina.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Will take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
Ball carrier.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
By Denzel Perry.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Here's Haskins out of the gun. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Cameron Wake in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
Dante Jackson on the return. The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Throwing is Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The DN, Jonathan Allen, making sure his presence is felt.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their 2nd down call is going to look like now.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. He's going to look deep from, and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Carolina.
Complete.
DJ Moore. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Panthers are going to take a first quarter lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football. All right, when you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
And he returns this to the 22.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession and try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. They will run it. It's McKissick. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
3rd down and 9.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. On first down, Gibson. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 40-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Haskins. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Washington.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46.
Antonio Gibson.
Denzel Perryman there to bring him down.
By Denzel.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down. Stopped at the Panthers' 34. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
1st and 10.
Decided to hit it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Haskins. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
On 2nd down now, it's Gibson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards there, first down. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
17-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Panthers 7, Washington nothing.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. They go play action now. Haskins. The quick slant caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
Goal at the 1-yard line.
Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They'll run with Barber. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
They'll come out in the pistol. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Haskins. He'll get this pass to Antonio Gibson, complete. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Hopkins' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. That will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment.
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator. What did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick. But that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
Allen on the return. The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the side.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. Now the 3rd leading rusher in the NFL last fall. Here's Christian McCaffrey. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage. And now 3rd and 11 coming up. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Taking a shot for Samuel. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 33 yards that time.
And a Panther 1st down.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Yards on the pickup.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
A first carry for Trenton Cannon, and he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? On play action, now Rodgers. Flushed out right. He's going to look deep for more, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. And to give this time to the tailback. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And Washington has taken the lead. And he'll bang that one through.
us Washington 10, Panthers 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw, it's Rodgers. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Montez Sweat able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
It's 3rd down. 3rd and 15.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. It's Rodgers. He's going to air one out for Anderson. He's got a man, complete. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Rodgers. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's more. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Carolina.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On play action, it's Rodgers. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Touchdown, Carolina.
Robbie Anderson. As the first half is winding down. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front. And that makes it 14-10.
Makes the score Panthers 14, Washington 10. Joey Slye to kick off for Carolina.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. This one complete to Kelvin Harmon. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. It'll be a 20-yard gain on the play. And it'll result in a fresh set of downs. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace, because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Rodgers. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's into the clear.
Get off the field.
Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Panthers add on to their lead. And, Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Washington takes over 1st and 10. At their own.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Haskins. Man open. It's Moss, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Haskins looking to throw on 1st down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
He'll air this out. It's caught at the 10. And down to the 11. A huge play there for Washington. And even 40 yards. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
1 yard gain.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. On 2nd and 9, Haskins. And this is incomplete. The intended receiver was Thaddeus Moss. And it's 3rd down.
Incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Flush to his right. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And the Panthers have recovered. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers sliding out of the pocket. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. The intended receiver was Thaddeus Moss. That'll bring up 2nd down. To throw again. Haskins. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a 1st down.
A gain of 15.
Back to the ground on 1st. It's McCaffrey.
1st down.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Ball carrier.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
16 yards.
And there's a catch by Christian McCaffrey, and he plays a huge role in the passing attack. He's caught over 100 passes each of the last 2 years. So he is a defense's nightmare because how do you identify him before the snap on every play? Is he a running back? Is he a receiver? Do you guard him with a defensive back, a linebacker? Whatever you do, he tends to have the answer himself and ends up making big plays.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. So that one a disaster. A big loss there with 2nd down coming up. They fake the give. Now Rodgers eluding the pressure right. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On play action, Rodgers. And he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Makes the score Panthers 28, Washington 10.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Will take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now at FedEx Field. It's Washington with the football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4. Being chased out left. Slings this deep from McLaurin. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down.
Coverage there by Earl Thomas.
They go play action with Haskins. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
On 1st down, it's Haskins. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Haskins. And he whips that one incomplete there.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Washington on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Haskins back to the air. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. There he goes right side. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
10. Joey Slye to kick off for Carolina.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. Big yardage that time for Washington. 43 yards on the ground. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll keep it on the ground. Gibson. Tackle made by K'Wan Short.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
That is caught at the 7. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there at 22.
At the 7-yard line.
From the gun, Haskins. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Thaddeus Moss, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And for a second straight play, just nowhere to go thanks to this Carolina defense. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. So I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player in the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Derek Brown. And the Panthers will get the football back. A breakdown by the O-line at the worst possible time. 4th and goal, and it leads to a sack.
And I can just see it now on the sidelines. They're telling the quarterback, you've got to get rid of it somehow, some way. At least get it in the end zone and give us a chance. If we throw an interception, so what? A sack? We didn't even have a chance.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now the throw pulled in by Anderson. And they work this out past the 25. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
What you got, Abby? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this returnable for Sims. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 33-yard line.
They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Steven Sims, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
To throw again, Haskins. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Antonio Gibson.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Washington on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Yetur Gross-Matos in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Play action. Haskins. The throw taken in by Sims. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. On play action, Haskins. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Cameron Wake in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
53 at the mic. 53 at the mic. All day, pump. Let's go, let's go. And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Okay, let's go. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. Check.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. Haskins not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for this. One final shot for Haskins. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for the Panthers, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now in the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Washington, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.